Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Star Wars Wednesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Star Wars The Black Series from Ahsoka, the HK-87 assassin droid. Let's get into it! Let's begin, my friends, with a look at the packaging, and we'll start at the top. There's a hook, there's some tape, and a window to let some light in from the top. You know, just in case. On the front, Star Wars The Black Series, and there we have a nice big window showcasing the figure and his accessory, Star Wars Ahsoka HK-87 Assassin Droid, and the assortment numbers. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. 4 and up Hasbro print. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, main China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On this side, there's really nothing to talk about except this stripe that starts at the front, comes around, goes up at an angle, and around to the back. Star Wars The Black Series. On the other side, there's some nice artwork of HK-87 Assassin Droid. And it joins up with other stuff from the Ahsoka line, and I don't have all of it, so there's that. I only got this one because it was on clearance. Star Wars The Black Series, and this is on the back. Then, again, that nice artwork. HK-87 Assassin Droid. Set after the fall of the Empire, Ahsoka follows former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano as she investigates an emerging threat to a vulnerable galaxy. First of all, she wasn't a Jedi. She never finished her training. But anyway. So he's number 5 in the Ahsoka line. Attention! Don't stick things in your French pie hole that do not belong there. Warning, attention, Octung. Don't stick things in any other language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Includes figure and accessory, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, Disney print, and Hasbro print. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and its accessory. And first up, hey, we've got handy dandy tweezers here. So let's take a look at the blaster rifle. I don't think this is anything new. I do believe we've seen this before. I just don't recall right off where. It looks very reminiscent of a Battle Droid's rifle, but this one is a little bit different than that, so. But it does have nice molded details, all molded in this one color of plastic. No paint apps, it appears. But, you know, it looks pretty good. Let's take a look at the figure himself. And I have to say, it does have this overall, to me it looks red color to it. Now there's some other parts that are different colors, like, you know, down here on the shins, the elbows, up here at the shoulders and stuff, the midriff. And then he does have this nice soft goods cape. And I'm going to say, even though this one isn't wired, at least it is a soft goods cape and not a plastic cone. Which is, you know, headed in the right direction, but just not quite there yet. And the material is rather thin, but, you know, it gets what it's how thick does it need to be? He's a droid. I mean, that's me arguing with myself, I guess. But it's hard to tell what everything on here is paint app, or if, you know, it's molded in color. It's just, it's hard for me to tell. Now, some of the little details that are painted in, you know, that's a paint app. So, overall, I have to say it's kind of a cool looking droid. I picked this guy up because he was on clearance. I think this is the only figure from Ahsoka that I have, and again, it's number one, it's because it's a cool looking droid, and number two, it was on clearance. I mean, look at that detail on the back of the head. I mean, just the details on this guy, period. And I know this isn't the first time they've used this mold, but I just, to me, he looks kind of cool. Well, let's take a look at his articulation. He doesn't look up very much. He doesn't look down very much. He does have just a little bit of chicken neck. He's got a little bit of waggle. He can do the full exorcist. Well, let's take a look at the shoulder here. Now, the shoulder is on, I don't know exactly how to describe this, but it's on like almost a double ball joint, I guess. But it gives him butterfly. It can go back that far. It can go forward that far. And also it goes up that far, and it will go down that far as well. So it does give you a 360 degree rotation. This piece does tend to get in the way a little bit, so you just have to watch out for it. And he will raise his arm up at the shoulder a little more than 90 degrees. And then nothing again till the elbow. Single hinge and swivels around 360 degrees and gives you slightly better than a 90 degree bend at the elbow. At the wrist, in and out hinge, 360 degrees of rotation, and up and down hinge on the other wrist. So cut here where the chest and the abdomen meet, and it gives you all kinds of hula. He can lean back that far. There I go bumping the camera. He can lean forward that far. And of course he can lean left and right. And it does give him a 360 degree rotation. Nothing at the waist. At the hips, they're on ball joints. And he can give you that much of the splits. If I can get the arm out of the way here. He can kick all the way around, and that's forward and back. So excellent range of motion there. Now where the leg is put together, it's, you know, this piece from the hip goes into this piece of the thigh, and it does give you a little bit of a rotation there, but because of this molded piece, it won't go 360 degrees. At the knee, single hinge and swivels around 360 degrees, and mine's a little tight, and it looks like it gives you slightly less than 90 degrees, but not by much. And then at the ankles, really stiff here, so I can get mine to go down that far and up that far. And then it does have forward facing pin for rocker. I probably needed to soak this guy a little bit, but I didn't. And as far as weapon storage goes, he just holds it in his hand. And then you have to play with the cape just a little bit to get it to where you would like it to be. But there we go, my friends. A look at the HK, I keep wanting to call him 47, but he's HK-87 assassin droid. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have Star Wars The Black Series HK-87 assassin droid from the Ahsoka series. Then we have Star Wars The Black Series Ahsoka Tano from The Mandalorian Season 2. And also from The Mandalorian, Star Wars The Black Series Q90 or 0. For our final set of comparisons, here we have Star Wars The Black Series Ahsoka's HK-87 assassin droid, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee From G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. Our final Black Series comparison, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on Star Wars The Black Series, Ahsoka's HK-87 assassin droid, I have to say, it's a pretty cool design. It's nice to have soft goods capes instead of plastic capes. And you're seeing that a lot more often in Black Series now. And I think that's a really good thing. But I do, you know, the design, the details, the colors on this guy, I do think they look really cool. Not necessarily their appearance in the show, because that was quite explosive for them. And again, you know, I want to say these guys were in the Clone Wars as well, but that may have been a different HK model. But regardless, you know, I like the way this looks. And in fact, I like the way this one looks better than the previous release of the HK-87. And now, does he stand up real well? He doesn't stand up real well, hence why he's on a stand here on the turntable. And yes, he only comes with one weapon, but that's okay too, because there's a lot of detail in this mold. Again, you know, this isn't the first time they've used it. This, I'd want to say the second time, maybe the third time that they've used it, and I do like it. I just wish it would stand up a little better on its own. But would I have gotten this figure had I not found it on clearance? More than likely not. I don't know. You know, I liked Ahsoka, the show, okay, and I don't have anything to get it against it that much. But I don't feel the need to have those characters, if that makes any sense. Now, that's not to say, like the Grand Admiral throne that's coming, I will more than likely pick it up. I ain't gonna say for sure I'm going to, but more than likely I will pick that one up. The Trooper 2-pack that was announced not long ago, I don't know. I hadn't made up my mind. The pre-orders may make up my mind on that. It may be sold out at this point, but you know, the Night Troopers, they're okay. I don't feel an overwhelming need to have those in my collection. But again, this is a decent figure. It's not the best. Now, he does have great range of motion on most of his articulation. That butterfly hinge in the shoulder, the up and down, his leg can go all the way around. And so, you know, that's pretty cool, especially for a droid. So, I have to say, overall, I do like this mold. I do think it's cool. Would I have gotten it had it not been on clearance? Probably not. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you're interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.